Hello, everyone. Welcome to the third running of the Qatar Grand Prix. Of course, and this is the second to last Grand Prix, round 23 out of the 24 in the ALR Formula One World Championship. The championships are almost done on the driver's side, very similar to real world of Formula One. But the Constructors' Championship could also be won here today, and with Aston Martin basically needing a 23-point swing, and with only one driver in the form of Young Lights driving today for that Aston Martin team, basically Young Lights needs to win, and Williams needs to have a horror show of a day. And I must say, over the course of the season, they have been pretty impressive indeed. So Williams on the cusp of joining Renault as the most successful constructor in ALR Formula One history, albeit it's only taken them six additional seasons to get to that magical third constructors championship. But we'll go through all the jazz and all that hoo-ha in just a few moments time. But before we do so, let's look at the drivers and the constructors. And I must say the drivers is basically almost done and dusted. Well, it is done and dusted in terms of the champion, in terms of the top three. Sam Swift Ninja then, of course, won the championship a few races ago. Menace on his debut season has finished this rather fantastic season for Menace this season, and looking forward to see what he can do going on to his second season. That, as of course, all that experience that he's gaining, albeit he has been racing around other championships over the big history that Menace has been involved in. But I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do in a full season next season. Also, a great Grand Prix win. That's the second Grand Prix win of his career. Last time out in Las Vegas, I believe it was. And after, of course, we had a post-race penalty rescinded, so that's why Mortor is also been confirmed as third in the championship. Bravitt fourth, then Bravitt there, and Troy, a former Grand Prix winner around here, is fourth and fifth at the moment. And Toy Coyne in sixth position spot. And of course, 18 points between Bravitt and Troy, 9 points between Troy and Toy Coyne. And then a further 18 points between Toy Coyne and Keza. We got a great battle between Haas and RB in the driver's stands. Incredible stuff indeed. And Equals said, of course, making his 90th Grand Prix start last week. Great stuff indeed then for Equals. I can't believe it's 90 already. Fantastic what he's on his 91st tonight. On 74 points. Indigo of course, had that great charge, didn't he, over when we was in the American leg of the championship on 58 points tonight. And happy 50th as well to Indigo, is making his 50th Grand Prix start tonight. 10th position is Kaz, and Kaz not racing here tonight because there was a contentious issue last week in Las Vegas. But of course, there is a review going on at the moment with Kaz, and I think that it's something to do with his steering wheel that caused the issues. Markey in 11th position on 42 points, 41 points for Young Lights, and as we said, Young Lights needs to win his third Grand Prix tonight of his career if Aston Martin wants to keep that very slim Constructors' Championship hopes alive. Legends in 13th, strong end to the season for Legends. Cam has only had one or two strong drives this season, but still keeps him in 14th position with Coop on 27 points, 25 for Knowlesy, Chaffers on 23 with Delando in that relegation zone on 22, 15 for Boxtown, and Mr. Raging Bull hasn't raced now for almost well over a month, is at 20th and last on the in the field. Then in the Constructors' Championship, as we mentioned, and that is going to be my main attention here tonight, is about the Constructors' Championship, and Williams are 61 points in front of the Aston Martin team in second position. Basically, Aston Martin, Young Lights needs to win, and Williams needs to have a horror show and cannot score anything above 2 points or something like that. That is the crux of it. With Ferrari in first position, 98 points behind them, but they got a great scrap between Ferrari and Mercedes for the third position in the Constructors' Championship there. But Ferrari, with only one driver being represented tonight, Mercedes with two, then it's going to be very interesting indeed. Then we have Haas in at fifth position, and they are 17 points, only 17 points from the RB team, completing their first season in the ALR in a respectable sixth position. Alpine have had a really good renaissance in seventh position, and they have jumped right up the order, and are only 22 points beyond the RB team. It is still possible with 88 points still up for grabs. Kick Sauber then, no points for Kick Sauber tonight then, but they're kind of in no man's land really, aren't they, in 8th position then. But then we got an almighty scrap to avoid the bottom there, to avoid finishing the bottom of the Constructors' Championship between McLaren and Red Bull. 4 points separate those two teams, and of course, talking of which, McLaren have just made history as being the longest constructor, the longest in terms of last time they won the constructors, now they've won the constructors, which was 26 years, wasn't it, between 98 and 2 and here tonight in 2024. So congratulations to them in the real world of Formula One, which is really cool stuff indeed. Did I swap me figure with Jig over? I think I did. Joint constructors had 108 points at the moment. I don't. The joint constructors earliest if Ferrari to have a very good week, a very good event, then Ferrari could potentially clinch the joint constructors in bronze, of course, but they need a lot of things to go their way in gold and silver. Aston Martin are 108 points back, then Mercedes are 1 point away from Aston Martin. They've had an almighty scrap. Aston Martin, Mercedes, and Alpine. They've been swapping positions over the last couple of weeks, so it's been fantastic to watch, really. Then we've got the Williams team in 5th position at 114 points away, 83 points in front of the Williams. Williams are 83 points in front of the RB team, who are 6th, as they are in gold. So they've got quite a nice distance there. Then Haas are in no man's land once again in 7th position. Same with the Red Bull team, also 185 points beyond the Haas. However, Kick Sauber only 5 points away from the Red Bull team, so that's going to be interesting. With McLaren 133 points away at the bottom of the Joint Constructors Championship, sadly, after they had a horror show start to the season. But however, it's got a lot better, hasn't it, now? I've got a couple of cars I just come back into the garage at the moment. Nothing interesting going on the circuit at the moment, and everyone's going on intermediate tyres, which is interesting. So we're not going to bother watching any of them at the moment. But what we are going to talk about, I think, first is, of course, the history of Qatar. And, of course, it's our third run of the Qatar Grand Prix here in ALR. And it's a very tough circuit indeed. The first qualifying session, and we're aiming to lose the 5 slowest drivers at the moment now, but all drivers are very much running intermediate tyres, which is great. Last, I've got yellow flag already. Of course, in terms of last season, and Troy won the Grand Prix last season, didn't he? In that incredible battle between himself and Purser. Remember, Purser and Troy were teammates, weren't they, last season? And of course, Percy got second there. I wonder what would happen if Troy did let his teammate through. But I think that Troy, former champion in his own right, would have been very difficult for him to let his teammate through, I'm sure of it. And of course, the season before was Mortal. That was his only other Grand Prix win up until last week, where he won in Las Vegas. So can Mortal win a second Grand Prix around here in his third of his career as well? Then, of course, Mortal's also he's got nothing to win or lose at Mortal, hasn't, nor as Menace and nor as Sam Swift. Apart from Grand Prix wins now, as they've all basically cemented their positions in the driver standard of first, second, and third. So they've got to they can just enjoy themselves, can't they? Last season's pole position was actually a 120 set by Troy, but we also had that. Do we have a sprint race around here last season? I think we did, didn't we? Well, Troy got pole position around here last season, but German, of course, has got the all-time record around here set in season 9 of a 19.892. Remember that time, because potentially that could be very much broken here tonight. Then, of course, anyway. That's a long way to go in this one. Happy 50th Grand Prix start as well to Mortal. Anyway, so let's get on with the program, shall we? Hello to everyone, and let go gold. Then says Nausea. Hello, good luck all. Then says Young Lights. A lot of pressure on Young Lights tonight. Well, probably not much pressure, to be honest, because Young Lights has got nothing to lose in terms of a stand in the Aston Martin team. Young Lights has got to go out there and win for the Constructors' Championship to be taken down to the wire in Abu Dhabi in a week's time. But it's a long old shot for that. Then we're 6 minutes into this qualifying session, and no representative times have been placed on the board just yet. Sarah's Russia, evening, Ginge. What happened between you and Vintage in turn 1 today, Ginge? Oh, yes. I just got that. Yeah, Vintage had a bit wild lunge into turn 1 in Abu Dhabi, didn't he? Shocking stuff indeed, Vintage. Shameful behaviour. I'm sure that didn't. I heard a whisper, or Oscar Piastri did say that Max Verstappen did apologise, but not ideal, was it, to say the least? Martin Brundle did say in commentary that That was slightly outrageous, wasn't it, from Max Verstappen in terms of it wasn't his championship fight today for Max, but he did have nothing to lose and just went for it. But I must say, I was a bit miffed at Max at the time, really, because it's a difficult turn one, isn't there? You have to be fully alongside anyone. Maybe it was a bit optimistic potentially, I don't know, but nevertheless, it didn't matter anyway because McLaren won the constructors anyway because they did have a 21-point lead over the Ferrari team going into the final race, didn't they? So it was really cool to see them. But yeah, the new constructors record was set today. Is 26 years since the last constructors championship was won by McLaren. Goodness gracious me! And I don't think Lando Norris nor Oscar Piastri was born the last time McLaren won the constructors championship. And I feel very old because I do remember when McLaren last won the constructors, which is very sad indeed. Of course, the legend himself, Mika Hakkinen, and of course the even bigger legend of David Coulthard won the constructors championship for the Woken team, didn't they? Back in 98. There, goodness gracious me. Of course, Ferrari, their big challengers was Ferrari. Like tonight was their big challengers Ferrari with 98 as well, with Michael Schumacher and Eddie Irvine. However, unfortunately, on the final race of the season, Michael Schumacher stalled on the grid in the Japanese Grand Prix and had to come through the field. I think he made his way up to third or second then before getting a puncture, which potentially was after the Esteban Tuero and was it Tor Takargi went into the back of course that was Tyrrell's last ever Grand Prix start in Formula 1, and seeing a great name like Tyrrell bow out of Formula 1 was quite a sad ending for them, wasn't it? But yeah, potentially got puncture and retired from the race from the Esteban Tuera and Tor Takargi incident back in the Triangle Chicane. However, a useless pill of history, goodness me, useless bit of history then for everyone to divulge. And then but this race, and of course, when it was ran here in 2023 in real F1, then the drivers did look like heroes, and some people thought that the conditions may have been too extreme. Personally, for me, though, I think it was great to see the drivers. It wasn't great to see the drivers suffering, was it? But because that might make you a bit of an evil Knievel. But to see the drivers look like heroes getting out of the cars was pretty amazing stuff indeed. Yes, it was borderline, but I do feel that F1 drivers do train for conditions like that. Because remember Malaysia as well, it used to get very hot. It used to get very hot in Malaysia, didn't it? But I think the hottest race ever in Formula 1 was, I'm sure it's the Bahrain Grand Prix 2005. But Bahrain's a bit of a different heat, as Delanda goes fastest there on a 21.9. But Bahrain's more of a dry heat, isn't it? Whilst it's a bit humid, to say the least. But here's a Motor, of course, the newest Grand Prix winner of the season in Motor. As I said, great drive indeed last time out. Then, of course, the Motor got promoted to the Grand Prix win after a retrospective penalty was rescinded there from a Motor. Good stuff indeed, and that confirmed him with third in the championship. The 100% champion from season one is now third in gold, then, and starting to add a list of accolades then to his very impressive portfolio in Grand Prix racing. However, that's not impressive, as he's invalidated his time. Nameless said a former gold driver in his own right. Then I think this is Nameless is between his 10th and 20th Grand Prix start tonight. I haven't got my stat book up in front of me, but what is going to be a major factor tonight is track limits. I should know, and I think I got about 45 seconds of penalty on Wednesday, so great stuff indeed. That was a very good effort from me. However, in my defence, I did get 2 10-second penalties on the second to last and last corner because I ran out of fuel. So I don't know how. That was a McLaren well off the circuit there. So I don't really know why I got 2 10-second penalties there, but it did really make a difference, to be honest, because I was kind of in no man's land for most of the race, but I enjoyed it, to be honest. And I'm also a little sore still. This reflection stole my fastest lap, but never mind. But I must say that my fastest lap was very much a run on overtake mode with 100% errors left. So I think at the time that I did have that fastest lap come out, that time I did do that fast lap, I'm sure I had like net minus like 1.5 minus 1.5 of fuel. So I was very much let's just say let's just say that it wasn't really comparing apples to apples, was it? Here's Keza. Keza, great to see him back in the car, in the Haas. I think he missed last week, didn't he, in Las Vegas? I don't think he wanted to be involved in any shenanigans, but back in the car tonight then, which is great to see. Chopper said, of course, potentially can become a Constructors' Champion at the end of this run, which would be good someday. This is the only Constructors' Championship left up for grabs, and Brabham's gone fast on the 21.5 so far. Just watching Chopper said, who's, I think, they're probably one of the most unluckiest drivers this season in the Williams, isn't he? Because he's been so good and consistent in qualifying, but unfortunately, race trim, in the races, he has been involved in some shenanigans. Here comes MHD making their 4th Grand Prix start tonight in the Kick Sauber. Kick Sauber have got 2 reserves in, albeit German did start off as the Kick Sauber and won the 2nd race of the season, didn't he, all those many weeks ago. But German now, of course, not eligible to score points now for the constructor. Here's Chappers out of the final turn, and a lot of course, Chappers who finished in front of me in 100%, which is not surprising, to be honest, is it? But however, I do hold a grudge. Just watching, you got a Davidson as well of Muta, who making their debut as well. Great stuff indeed. Then Keza goes fast on a 21.4. Let me get back to the comments then, because I've ignored you, which is very rude of me indeed. That we have just had someone jump up the order there. Who's that? That was Nameless going for a second bite of the cherry in the Ferrari, going 7 fast. Of course, Ferrari are the Constructors' Champions in bronze. Can't remember who, and then Mercedes are the Constructors' Champions in silver. On board with Knowlesy, who has... Looks like that Knowlesy's first lap time has not counted, though, annoyingly, for Knowlesy. Knowlesy involved in that relegation scrap then to avoid the drop, which currently Delando is in 18th position then, with Boxtal in 19th and Mr. Raging Bull. If he doesn't, Mr. Raging Bull, if hasn't raced now since Azerbaijan, and the last race that Mr. Rage did finish was Hungary. So it's been a horror show the second half of the season for Mr. Raging Bull. Which is a shame. Just watching Legends there, and we've also got Immortal starting his lap as well. Anyway, where was I? Is it raining? Is it raining? Is it a far lobby? Says Cirrus Mushroom. I don't think there is any rain on the horizon, but however, I remember that it did rain in Abu Dhabi in season 2 of the silver race. Of course, went into Championship Showdown. I always remember that because I was absolutely dumbfounded to see that there was actually a sprinkle of wet stuff coming from the sky. And it was, of course, Abu Dhabi has been known to artificially wet their circuit. Mendes goes fast on a 21.3. Remember, this is not for pole position, this qualifying session. This is just to get out of Q1. Next season, there are a number of rule changes in ALR. Potentially one of the rule changes is, I think it's going to a vote, is getting rid of the full qualifying session and having the similar qualifying session the silver and bronze has, where it's just 18 minutes for the full qualifying session before we get into the race set. Kez is having this performance and coming into the pit set into the final corner then. Muta needs to get a move on there because they're still on the intermediate tires, man. And Legend goes 7 fast on a 21.9 for the Red Bull team. Good stuff indeed then. Here comes Metronov in the Aston Martin there in the very slow part of turn 6 there. Here's Immortal, the last week's race winner. Only 6 fastest there for Immortal. I say only because Immortal is usually quicker than the hiccup in qualifying. On board with that qualifying. These final part, no, we ain't even hit the final part, are we? I don't know where we are on the circuit, to be honest. Troy, on board Troy then, of course, in the middle part as well. And Metronov, who is just coming to the final part of the lap now. These final corners are absolutely incredible stuff indeed. That I must admit, on 100%, I don't think I went around this at full throttle or anything like any. Look, that's incredible. Metron now, just go for that. On 100%, I don't think I even got even a quarter of the speed around some of those corners. I was, let's say I was a bit frightened about this circuit. Cross the line then comes, that's why I'm not a good Grand Prix driver, because I'm very intimidated easily. And Metron have a great time there in front of his teammate by 700ths of a second there. That's a very good time there for Metron now. Trying to hopefully get a full-time seat in the final. Oh, it's Troy's invalidated that time now. That's not ideal for the former Grand Prix winner around there. Last year's Grand Prix winner, if I want to be precise about that. Here comes Zach Wells. 90th Grand Prix start last week in Las Vegas. I apologise for not mentioning that, which is shameful indeed. But 7 fast at the moment there for Equals. There's Chappers coming up to the line now. I apologise, it's the world champion Sam Swift Ninja then, and they haven't even got similar helmets, have they, really? So there we go. Right, where was I? I don't remember. I don't remember winning. I'm too old. Says Serious Mushroom. Serious Mushroom has won a Grand Prix. He's won a Grand Prix around here. Actually, I'm sure in F2. I think the Serious Mushroom won the sprint around here when we did F2 a few seasons ago. Of course, Serious Mushroom also won that incredible Japanese Grand Prix. McLaren winning, I meant then. And was that that you? Said Sean. Peas. It was indeed me. 47 seconds. Sean, don't sell yourself short. Thank you very much, Mushroom. Yes, indeed. 47 seconds. I'm sure Farf has had a minute though, hasn't he, of penalties? So I don't think I can match that. Or Farf was shown in the 50s one time, but I do blame Farf for no showing the Grand Prix on it Wednesday anyway, because he's my knight in shining armour. Goodness me, I was just coughing. I don't know why. Nosey would smash Silver. Says Serious Mushroom. We've also got evening. Hello, racers. Good luck, Gold. You had 46 seconds only because of a crap setup from Serious Mushroom. Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with that completely, Camaro. It was not my fault. Nor was the other 16 races where I haven't scored a point at 100%. I don't think my application for bronze is going to be heeded by Farf next season. Sadly, just watching Indigo. To be honest, I'm more of a I'm a danger to myself and other my fellow drivers when I race around here. Indigo, 50th Grand Prix starts tonight for Indigo. Happy 50th, and going through this final couple of corners as well. Indigo is. Hello there, says Farf. I got Farf on the brain now. Says Chazza and Chazza, a two-time pole sitter in his ALR career, and just in gold. I remind you, I haven't got the stats for anything else tonight because I've been very lazy. Indigo goes 13 fastest. That's very precarious with just a minute to go. We've got a lot of drivers on outlaps here. Delando is looks like is on an outlap as well. Then here comes MHD. I would like to see MHD in a full-time seat. This season MHD was not keen on getting a full-time seat, but I'm really impressed with this young driver. Then I think the silver really impressed them indeed. Like to see him in silver. Now I think that if he does go into silver, he is going to be one of the drivers that will surely be at the top of the Christmas tree, or certainly top of the list in terms of a championship battle, potentially. As use fast setups at Serious Russia. Oh dear. I think I'd rather use default then anyway. So far from certainly, to be honest, actually. To be honest, I don't even know if far setups are. Checker flag has fallen then. I'm not sure if far setups are any good or not, but sadly we couldn't tell that in Las Vegas as he was out of the race after a couple of laps. And here comes across the line is MHD. Oh, it's the Qatar at the end of the season almost, can't you? The banter is flying around here. But I also feel that I might have to mute the Discord as I might be getting some abuse. Oh, Knowlesy has invalidated his time, and Knowlesy, unfortunately, is out of qualifying there, and that's a horror show for Knowlesy, and out of qualifying then with a bit of a whimper, unfortunately for Knowlesy, but at least he's got the race to go. I'm looking for a Ferrari of Nameless. Here is Nameless, and yellow flag in the final sector for one of the kick salvage and on board now. On board now, then, is Nameless goes into 10th fastest there. I've got a cough, but I'm going to try and restrict it. Chavers down in 16th for this there. Just shows how difficult these one laps are. Chavers only goes 14th fastest. That's precarious. What about Troy across the line? Troy goes 8th fastest there. Good stuff indeed there for Troy. Then, as we've got someone slowing down. And Indigo is out of qualifying. That's not good at all. And Cam only goes 14th fastest. Delando flying in this circuit there. And Chavers is out of qualifying. Mainstay in Q3 this season, but that's a horror show. Muta as well, who Muta I don't think got a representative time on the board, down in 19th position there, but Knowlesy is 20th, Muta 19th, and we've got a couple of surprises there, and oh my goodness gracious me. 1 second between the whole grid, like to say, and there's me giving throw the shade to everyone who's out of qualified. It's a shameful step indeed then, isn't it? We've also got, at least you didn't call me an old fart like Indigo did Friday, so as we're saying, oh goodness me, that's harsh. Out of qualifying, Knowles, he didn't set a time there. Muta on there, David Snyder in 19th finished there, but was running intermediate tires very late into the session. Indigo, that's a horror show on his 50th Grand Prix start tonight in 18th position there. Chappers out of qualifying as well, which is also a shock. As we mentioned, he's been in qualifying free for majority of the season, and this is a golden night tonight for Williams potentially to become three-time Constructors' Champion. Which I don't think anyone cares about, to be honest, but I certainly do. Who do you think will get the most penalties? Well, yeah, I would have said Farf, but he's not racing tonight. I'm not sure, to be honest. It doesn't look very good for Knowlesy, does it? You see, I'll get my revenge, don't I? Because I'm sure he did mention my penalties, and all that kind of stuff as well. But I think it's a tough one, isn't it? Really, because those penalties can make or break your race. Sadly, my race was kind of broken before I even got out of the garage. To be honest, I'm so happy I actually finished this goddamn race on a Wednesday. Of course, the final race 100% is in Abu Dhabi this weekend as we prepare for the final race in ALR next week, also in Abu Dhabi as well. 24 races this season, the longest season in ALR history. Potentially some of the admins are discussing we will only be having about 15, 16 races next season, I believe, for the for season 12's calendar. But going forward, then admins and sub drivers have felt that there are too many rounds in the season now. Is MHD getting rid of running the running the brake boards there? Not ideal. Unfortunately, I think if a fellow driver would probably be unhappy about that. I'm sure in the past we've heard a couple of fellow drivers were not too impressed with that. I haven't answered Sarah Muslin's question, but I'm going to be honest, I don't really know, to be fair, who's going to get the most penalties out there. To be honest, I did really well for like 4 laps, as I don't think I only had one warning. And to be honest, the reason why I had a warning was because I almost took someone out in the opening stages. But then, unfortunately, I got a load of penalties, like literally in the mid part of the race when I was feeling a bit worse for wear. This circuit is so tough, then, because the concentration, I get myself a headache after that race. Indigo, I am so annoyed out of qualifying again. Then go on, Williams. Here we go. My setups again. I don't understand why I'm so bad at quali. Says Indigo. Yeah, to be honest, qualifying is such a unique, such a skill, isn't it? And it's very difficult as well to focus on qualifying because, of course, the points are not scored in qualifying; they're scored in the race there. But if you have a good, qualifying position, then of course you're going to have a better race. Apparently, well, that certainly goes against me because I think my best qualifying was like 5th or 6th. I think, and I just tumbled down the order. Here's Immortal then, currently free. I'd say he's been on pole position 6 times this season, and Mortars. And if he gets pole position tonight, then that means he will have the most pole positions this season and cannot be eclipsed. So Sam is Menace, and who potentially can eclipse AC Immortal. So Menace needs to get pole position tonight, then, which means it'll be 6-all going into the final round of Abu Dhabi then for the most pole positions in this season and in ALR. But I must admit, I haven't got Percy on my list here tonight. Then. Of course, this would have been Percy's 100 Grand Prix start tonight, but Percy will have to wait until he's a full-time driver, which may have a reserve appearance even next week. Then, otherwise, Percy, as mentioned, he'll probably not be back in Grand Prix racing until season 13, which is a shame there for Percy. Of course, Percy did take a sabbatical between season 6 and season 8, I think it was, before returning and becoming a major stay in ALR Grand Prix racing for the past 2 or 3 years or so. Immortal is not fast, and that is actually MHD, who's looking very strong at the moment there. Then Medranov in the Aston Martin has gone faster still then. Sadly, Medranov and of course Aston Martin are trying to keep the constructors' hopes alive, but only Young Lights can technically do that. Cam goes 4 faster than that McLaren. 2 McLarens through into qualifying too, which is good stuff for the McLaren team. Then lovely jubbly indeed. Then Equals starting his lap now. Here comes Young Lights just starting his lap then by the looks of things. Well, I haven't said that. I reckon he's gone wide somewhere because he's used a lot of deployment women's already. Then German also starting his lap. There's 10 minutes in this qualifying session to go. Then this is a 15-minute qualifying session. We're going to be losing another 5 drivers in this one. I'm amazing at qualifying. I'm always 20th. Very consistent is our Mushroom, of course. But I must say that I have out-qualified Mushroom quite a lot this season. I don't actually know how many times I have, but and I'm sure that he is going to absolutely miss. I'm sorry, I punched the microphone. I hope you didn't hear that. I didn't mean to. I was actually trying to itch my nose. I wasn't picking it, I swear. I was just itching it. Here comes Delando, who's looking very strong in the opening qualifying session. Now, got a bit of gravel on his tyres, though, by the looks there. Of course, that's a natural deterrent for most of this lap then. But of course, there's still a lot of runoff there. Another inside lockup at the soft tyres there for Delando. We're not expected any medium tyres in this qualifying session, or hard tyres. That will be reserved for the race. That is Delando is attacking this track, and of course the former bronze champion is Delando, and looking very strong indeed. Then is that smoke? Get in your eyes, Indigo, says Serious Mushroom, of course, in reference to the update, which was meant to reduce the the lockups in terms of the lockup smoke, but instead it made it worse, which is interesting. Only EA. Charles, I'm a little against EA at the moment. I probably shouldn't use this platform to besmirch them, because that's harsh. But even though, of course, with all our viewers at the moment, they're going to, I'm going to turn the whole world against them, aren't I? But as just watching Brabant and Steve Silver champion. But yeah, I must admit, they've even made FC 24. Or was it 25 they're on now? I don't even like that game either. The menus are so annoying and slow. Here's Brabant across the line going 4 fast. So good stuff indeed there for Brabant. There's going to be a lot of track evolution around here. German has invalidated his time. Keza, I was talking about Delando, but Keza looking strong as well. Nameless, unfortunately, on the part of the circuit that we do not rent, making up his own circuit there, Nameless was. And unfortunately, because of that, lap has been invalidated and going to have to start again there. I've heard your lips. What? I got to read that again. And here comes Farf into the comments as well. Then with so either Farf is either enjoying some delicious beverage or a bit of food, or potentially he's at his new TV, which we've heard a lot about. Albeit he was sent a broken one, which was quite funny. Just watching Keza then. It was currently past at the moment, 8 minutes ago in this qualifying session here tonight. Toy Coin then. Of course, I'm sure that Toy Coin. For some reason I remember this race in Toy Coin in F2, but I don't know why. It's just stuck in my memory. But unfortunately, that lap's not going to stick in Toy Coin's memory because he's invalidated. Here's Nameless, and very light on fuel in the Ferrari. Of course, Ferrari have only got one representative in the Grand Prix tonight. Nameless going into the final part of this lap here. And this final part of the lap here was definitely my weakest on Wednesday because I couldn't go through here flat out, or anywhere near that speed, and I think Nameless is actually on the cooldown lap, which means it makes my lap even worse, because I was actually slower than Nameless's cooldown lap, which is pretty appalling stuff indeed then. There we go. Should I really be in 100%? Probably not, but I think Knowles had just wanted a laugh, really, didn't he? So it is long to commentate on 100% races on this game, isn't it? So I think Knowles just probably wanted a bit of comic relief, didn't he? And he certainly got that on... it's a Toy Coin now turning into turn 1. The car not compliant at all there in turn 1. But Toy Coin has made an absolute mess of turn 2 there. And I reckon that's frustration more than anything else for Toy Coin because the car refused to turn in there. So we're on a bit of a low in this qualifying session now, and that's the second brake mark. A board that has been knocked over at turn 4. So the driver said very much getting a bit hot under the collar. And it is a circuit where you're certainly going to get hot then. So just having a gander into the garage at I think that was Keza there, as Troy is in 7th position mode there, currently on a 21.8 so far. No one has broken into the 20s yet then, so but that we'll see how that transpires later on. Thank you very much for the likes. We've got 8 likes so far. Give the old thumbs up, and also we are hoping to get 2 more subscribers to get to that magical 650 subscribers as well, which is fantastic. 70. You had a fast lap. You had a faster lap than me by a second. We need the Red Bull, says Serious Mushroom. To be fair, Mushroom, I think you might have misheard. You may have missed my monologue right at the beginning there. That fast lap that I did, which I did hold it for a very impressive 5 laps, was basically me on next to no fuel. I had minus 1.5, and I had my whole deployment of errors, and I was on the overtake button more often than not. Here comes MHD as Immortal has gone fastest. MHD goes third fastest. Immortal is the first driver into the 20s, and I was asking for it, and Immortal has delivered it. Good stuff indeed there for Immortal. Here comes Menace. 5.5 minutes to go. Menace, of course, is the only man that can challenge Immortal for the most pole position this season. So can Immortal then eclipse Menace tonight then? Well, Menace goes second faster, a tenth of a second away. The two men who have been the head and shoulders above everyone else in terms of pole position this season, showing what they're made of. And good stuff indeed. Here comes Equals as Sam Swift Ninja goes third faster. I can't believe what I'm saying. Sam Swift only's got 2 pole positions this season, but very much in the similar ilk as Emerson and as Granty. 2 drivers then who haven't got the most pole positions in the world, have they? But they have got a lot of race wins, haven't they? And they are the only other 2 double world champions in ALR. Of course, Granty 2 and 3, Emerson 4 and 5, and now Sam Swift 10 and 11. Then good stuff indeed there. So we've had a lot of single champions in ALR, which is very good, isn't it, in terms of like the competitive order. But I must say, I do not next season. Then I know we haven't even finished this season yet, but of course, naturally we're always going to be thinking about next season. Next season, Sam Swift, then I do feel potentially on the form he's in at the moment, could potentially run away with the championship next season. As much as I don't want to show my bias there, as Aquas goes fifth fastest, I'd really hope that someone can challenge Sam Swift next season. But at the moment, from my very expert analysis, which by the way, the expert is in hyphen. Is it hyphens or speech or whatever? Basically, I do those figures when I say expert, sarcastic. German coming out the final third. Then that's very much just a very wild finger in the air kind of guess. German goes 6th fastest. MHD's had a really good qualifying session. I think really good stuff indeed there. I reckon he should be in a full-time seat personally. But luckily I'm not the one who's in charge of any leagues, and it's just got Equals there. 3.5 minutes to go then. So we've got a bit of a lull here. Lights does not feel safe, so back out on circuit now on a 21.6 there. He's got 2/10 second gap over himself and Brabbit. Troy Delando, Cam, Nameless and Toycoin are all in the danger zone, or all in the drop zone, so they've really got to get their skates on here. Just watching Toycoin, who's just starting his lap then. Who's the furthest driver around? I think it is Lightsen. So on board with Lightsen. Lightsen needs to win this Grand Prix. Needs to win this Grand Prix to keep the Aston Martin Constructors Championship hopes alive then. So it all rests on young Lightsen, a 2-time Grand Prix winner, Lightsen, of course, back in the early stage of his career. Sam Swift in the team, Robin Raylan. What's that? I can't read. I apologise. To be fair, I was snoozing during the Chelsea and Tottenham game earlier on, after getting very emotional as it was the final race of the season. I don't know what I'm going to do on my weekends now in real world Formula One, but. I always get sad this time of year because I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. I might have to, unfortunately, watch the football now, sadly, which is, I haven't said that. The Tottenham in Chelsea game was really good, wasn't it there? Tottenham being Spursy as normal. Lightshead got away with one there because I thought that was a track, that was a corner cut there from Lightshead, but I don't think the stewards were on the ball there, so Lights has been able to get away with that one, I feel. You can see that the telemetry down there in the bottom of the screen now, on the hot lap more often than not then on this lap. They're back on board with Young Lights. Of course, Young Lights said is in the hot lap mode then of his ERS deployment. As Lights had a very solid season in both 100% and Gold. Then this is the most races he's participated in a single season in ALR. So good something. He's gone purple in the second sector. He's 9100 a second up on his personal best, not the all-time best around here. Look at his final sector. Goodness gracious me, I'm clenching and I'm not even racing around here. That's an incredible final sector. Incredible 5 seconds. Reliant says serious question. You have to spell it out like a like I'm in preschool. Coming down the line, going across the line is a young light going 6 fast. Is that safe? Potentially. You can see expert analysis as always. Across the line there comes Brabham to start his lap. MHD starting his lap as well. Just under a minute to go in this qualifying session. I'm looking for Toy Coin. Toy Coin is usually up there with the best, and he goes up there into 4th fastest there. Good stuff indeed. I'm looking for a Ferrari of Nameless, who is just about to start his lap. One of the Aston Martins has gone well off the circuit. That's Metron Amp. That is going to be costly, but they do have enough deployment there to get through and get another time on the board then. Out of the final turn then it comes Delando. Scrap says Equals across the line, and Delando is 11 fastest there, but I must say that Delando has of course former bronze are much more competitive here tonight there, so I don't think it's all doom and gloom for the former bronze champion there, and only a points from getting himself out of the drop zone, which is very good stuff indeed there. Chappers there is talking to himself in the lobby there. To be honest, I must admit, sometimes I do that as well, so I do forget to sometimes jump into the right body. Troy out of the final turn. Troy, Grand Prix winner last season around here. Can he salvage something? He's 7th fastest for Troy. At the moment, there he should be safe. Brabham's invalidated, and that's a horror show for the former silver champion. And sadly, that could be Curtains there for Brabham. It is Curtains there down in 13th fastest. MHD goes 4th. Lights going across the line now. And Toy Coin there is just crawling into the pits there. What about Nameless? I think the Cam's out there still. And no, Cam's invalidated. Cam is down in 14th position there. Nameless and the only driver then to improve that across the line now. There's the finish line. 11 fastest and Nameless out. Equas said scraps, and he may have scrapped through there by the minutest of margin. 100th of a second there, but Nameless out of qualifying along with Metronab, Delando, Brabham and Cam, unfortunately. So that is Q2 done and dusted. We now have our top tenors going for pole position then for the Qatar Grand Prix. That is a Moto, Menace, Sam Swift, MHD, Toycon, Keza, Troy, Lights, German and Equals. So those are our our top tenors for pole position then for the Qatar Grand Prix. Nosy, set up chance tonight as I did not load, so GG. That's a rookie mistake there for Nosy, but however, I am very appreciative of the £10, which will be going to my Christmas shopping then, which I do jest about that. Of course, all the money does go into things like trophies and all that kind of stuff, and of course then Nosy does a lovely tour across the UK and hand delivers a trophy, mainly because it's nice to meet the drivers, and also it's nice, well that's the main reason, but of course also it's actually cheaper than sending it in a parcel, apparently. Anyway, I do not know, because I must admit I do not do any of that kind of stuff, because I just like numbers and spreadsheets personally. Right, where was I? We've got, at least you can't blame me, says Serious Mushroom. Well, technically we could, because Serious Mushroom might be the reason that the default setups are so bad. Ho, jokes. I'm going to be honest, I bet you Serious Mushroom is going to be counting down to Wednesday, where I've no longer be his teammate. But if I am allowed into bronze, then we could be potentially teammates for next season in Brontehead if Serious Mushroom does not win the final 2 races, then get into that lucrative 3rd position in the championship. So now on to qualifying 3. But before we do that, Equals is sweating there and Lights is partying. Good stuff indeed. Right, so pole position for this season, and Sam Swift has had 2, Menace has had 5, Brabham's had 1, but he's not in this qualifying session. 6 pole positions for Malta, 1 for Indigo, but Indigo's not in this session, and 4 for Toy Coin then. And Toy Coin could potentially also get joined on 6 with a Motor if he gets 2 pole positions in the final stages of this season there. Hello everyone, welcome to everyone that's just joined the stream. I appreciate you all greatly, and of course I'm glad that you're giving up your Sundays, your quiet Sundays as well, to join us on ALR Action. This is the second to last Grand Prix of the season, round 23 out of 24. Champion championship has been wrapped up in the driver Sam Swift Ninja, a double world champion now of last season and this season, with second position going to Menace and third position going to Immortal. Immortal, great season this season. Menace there, I'm looking forward to see what Menace can do going forward there. I've said that in qualifying too, that potentially Sam Swift might be able to have an easier time next season. Remember, Percy's not racing now until season 13, or I think it's 13 on F1 2025, but if we're still going, of course. But Sam Swift there. I'm saying that Sam Swift may have an easier time, but you cannot discount out Menace, especially with his qualifying trim there. Here comes Sam Swift out of the final turn, and look how dusty it is offline. So, of course, very much there, it's very much similar to a wet circle, isn't it? You've got very much at tram lines, haven't you? Across the line, and we're on a lap now then for Sam Swift fans. We go into turn one then. We've had some great overtaking around here in Wednesday's 100%er, so I'm expecting something similar around that corner, around that here tonight as well. As we're just tackling there through turn 3, then of course a short straight up into turn 4 and 5, then the double right hander. Hold on to your pants, ladies and gentlemen. Goodness gracious me! And that is incredible. That was inch perfect. That was into the very heavy brake inside of turn 6, which I never even hit an apex there. If my in my 58 odd laps around here on Wednesday. Now as we go into the second section as well, look how flowing this is. This circuit was originally opened in 2004-ish or something like that, and it was for MotoGP. But it has, but of course, Sarah has hosted a couple of Grand Prix now, hasn't it? And 2023 was very much a heroic effort to finish that race, wasn't it? As now Sam Swift, goodness gracious me, how much has he committed there into the final couple of corners? That's incredible. I almost fell off my perch there going on board with Sam Swift into the final turn there, accelerates away, ERS deployment, DRS across the line, a 21-2 for Sam Swift Ninja, and Keza goes faster, whilst German goes fastest there, but then Menace there goes fast as well. Menace gets 6th pole position of his career so far, and again then we got MHD going into fifth fastest one. That's incredible times there. Equals in the top 10 and in 6th position well there. Here's Immortal. And Immortal in the middle part of the lap now. Young lights then for Aston Martin as Indigo. We're talking. We read Indigo's coming out just 3 moments across the line comes the lights. So Troy's had a call of nature, so that's why he's in the garage at the moment. Potentially, Troy may have only had one set of new tyres then, but even so, we'd like to have got his eye in. However, the call of nature for Troy, the former champion, and he's had to take a number 2. Lovely. That's why I always go before the session. But having said that, I don't think it would have been very nice to listen to me have a poo on. Have a number 2 on the stream. Immortal goes full fast there. He can go quicker than that. We've seen that in qualifying too. So there's a lot of 2-2s in this qualifying 3, isn't there? Immortal is in 4th at the moment, but it's Menace Max who is the cream of the crop at the moment. He is on pole position for the Qatar Grand Prix. I think pole position is going to be critical around here. We're going to have a lot of DRS trains, I think, on this one. So track position is going to be vital, vitally important, and it's into the pits now. Come to manage. You see that we got. Is that pit lane new from last season? I can't remember this race last season, to be honest. But of course, the pit entrance used to be before the end of the final turn. But now it's on the start-finish day. But so it's just watching Troy at the moment, then, and that's why he's not coming to the pits. There's the RB team. Of course, RB will be transformed into Racing Bulls, not on our season 12, but in season 13 there, where F1 25 comes out. Goodness me, I'm already talking about that next game, and we haven't even got through next season yet. Yes, which is a great game change indeed. There, much better than RB. Much better than RB indeed. Then, so at the moment, the track is very much it's very quiet at the moment. There, so Immortal's coming into the garage as well. So Menace pole position. There were German alongside him on row 1 there, but I do feel that Menace not out of the woods yet because we're in the desert. But Menace there, as you can see, they're putting the dolly wheels on the on the RB, and you can see they're just wheeling it back into the garage now. Then, of course, that's Toy Coin, currently fifth fastest at this moment now. Toy Coin now is usually usually a very quick driver around here in qualifying. However, at the moment now is in fifth, but I will bet that is possibly on used tires. And Serious Mushroom is the tire man for us there. He knows when drivers are on used and new tires. So Serious Mushroom, hopefully you'll confirm or deny my suspicions, I don't know, my curiosity that will do there. Is unfortunately for source, but give me points then, as I've dragged myself off the sofa after having the Sunday blues, and with F1 now finishing, which is sad indeed. But I'm sure that Sky Sports is actually showing the post-season test, don't they? Which is pretty cool. So that'll be interesting. Of course, Carlos Sainz will be joining the Williams tomorrow, won't he? That's going to be very unusual to see Carlos Sainz and Williams. And I really hope that Carlos Sainz can elevate Williams. Williams had a pretty harsh over season, but they do get more wind tunnel time, don't they? Finishing ninth in the constructors. Not used, says Mushroom. Really? My goodness me. That's why I don't guess on their stream, you see, because I did guess used, and that's not a good sign. Of course, I don't think Ollie Behrman is doing the post-season test, though, is he? Because I think Ollie Behrman's doing, he's racing around Suzuka, isn't he? I think, or something like that. That's what I heard. Even though I'm sure I'd seen him in, he was racing Abu Dhabi today, wasn't he? Also, Isaac Hadjar. What a shame for Isaac Hadjar. I'm not sure if anyone watches the F2, but that is such a shame. Then he stalled on the grid, or something happened to his car on the grid then, and basically he was only 4.5 points away from Bonotto, and he had an issue on the grid there, and his challenge stopped before it even got going. I felt so sorry for the young man, the young Frenchman, but I think that but there are better days to come for Isaac Hadjar. It says there's Ginger on his sat on his poof at the moment, but because I think that Isaac Hadjar, the rumor is that Perez is going to have a meeting tomorrow, maybe become a Red Bull ambassador, which will then free up that second Red Bull seat for Liam Lawson, who was out-qualified by Tsunoda in all of their races together, which is interesting. So that doesn't bode too well. And then, of course, the RB, or the Racing Bulls for next season, will have Tsunoda, and they will have Isaac Hadjar. That is the rumour. Colapinto has fallen out of flavour, mainly because of his instance he's had in the... he's had a lot of instance, Colapinto has, hasn't he, after his incredible debut for Colapinto. So that's exciting stuff, as we've got Malta out on circuit at the moment, and the only driver out on circuit then. We've got Sam Swift Ninja. I think they're just trundling out of the pit lane now. So Perez had potentially, and unfortunately, only two laps in the it wasn't even 2 laps, was it? It was just a lap in Abu Dhabi today before Perez retired from the race. And I do agree with Martin Brundle. Martin Brundle said he had the same feeling about Perez as he does about Ricciardo, where it feels it's probably time that he's lost his speed potentially, and it might be time to call time on his career potentially for Perez, which is such a shame then. Of course, Perez, I must admit, I thought the same as well about Perez potentially, he's just not cutting the mustard, is he really? Not cutting the mustard at all. Potentially the reason why Red Bull was not even in the fight for the Constructors' Championship in the final race today for Sergio Perez, sadly. I watched F1 Academy. I fell asleep. The safety car is faster than the F4 cars. Goodness gracious me, sir. But of course, great stuff for Albie Pullen, wasn't it? I must admit, for F1 Academy, why didn't the F1 Academy just pump money into the W Series? Oh, we've got a bit of lag going on here for Immortal. Is that me potentially? Hang on, let me fire up my hamster and get him ready again. Goodness me, I think that's animal cruelty, isn't it? Shocking stuff from me. ALR does not condone my actions. We're just watching Immortal then, as jumping all over the circuit there. Immortal is hoping for his seventh pole position of the season for Immortal. Immortal was, I'm sure, pole position there. No, he won the Grand Prix around here 2 seasons ago, didn't he? Look at that car undulating there, bobbing up and down. A bit of porpoise in there. Goodness gracious me, I unearthed that word in a while, have we? That seemed to be the in word in 2022 when we first had these ground effect cars. Last season of these current regs in 2025 as well. Really exciting stuff. But to be honest, F1 2025 could be a legendary season, similar to 2021, really, isn't it? Where the cars are so closely matched there. But unlike 2021, it's Immortal just about keeping it in track limits there. I'll come back to that in a minute, because Immortal on a 29.9, and that is pole position for Immortal. However, I do feel that drivers are going to go quicker. It's Immortal. He always likes Serious Mushroom. Oh, goodness gracious me. Put those claws away, Mushroom. On board with Samson Ninja, the world champion here. In the second part of the lap now. I think he's the furthest driver around. Then we've got outlaps for Troy, who's finished as number 2. And we've also got Lights out there as well. Of course, Lights is the only hope now for the Aston Martin team. So hopefully, as we've got yellow flags, but it's just Troy starting to rev up and let it go. What can Sam Swift do then? This is final chance for pole position, and he's currently 6th at the moment. He's had pole position 2 times this season. I think he's only had 3 in his career. Into the final turn now for the world champion. Sam Swift accelerates the way, just about keeping it in track limits there. As we're coming across the line, and it is pole position number 20.8 for the world champion. Great manoeuvre, great time indeed then. German's invalidated. What about MHD then? MHD are reserved for Kick Sauber. Kick Sauber got none of the regular drivers here. So that's pole position there for MHD. My goodness me, what a mega lap there. As Equals goes 8 fast in the end then. But MHD on pole position for the 4th start of his ALR Gold career. Magnificent 7D. Keza very close to, and German and Keza too close, I think, together, which has cost themselves potentially time there. And they're on row 3. Here comes Toy Coin, who actually jumps in front of Keza, who's down to 7th. I think Keza's going to be disappointed at that, because I would have put Keza in the fight for maybe the top 3 rows here, but Keza down in 7th, unfortunately. On board with Troy now. Kiki, Menace won't make it. Serious Mushroom, Sam Swift Ninja has borrowed Serious Mushroom's helmet for tonight then. That's similar to David Coulthard stealing Michael Schumacher's helmet in the 1996 Monaco Grand Prix. I love that fact. I don't know why. Across the line then comes Troy, goes 5th fastest there, and in front of his teammate as well. Lights set across the line. Lights goes into 9th fastest there. MHD currently on pole position. Sam Swift 2nd. Menace is 2/10 of a second away at the moment. On board with Menace, and can Menace, who's got 5 pole positions so far this season, can he make it 6th then? For Menace, Mike said, to come out of the final turn, and it's a 20.8 then for MHD then, and there's Menace done it. Yes, it's pole position for Menace, and his 6th pole position of his career and the season, and steals that pole position away at the final part qualifying from MHD, who would have had a historic pole position, but for Menace Max's 6th pole position of his career in Grand Prix racing, and his 6th pole position of the season as well. He equals Immortal with the most pole positions this season, and we could have a showdown in Abu Dhabi in a week's time about who is going to have the most pole positions this season. That is a great job indeed for Menace. And MHD is my star of qualifying. Absolutely supreme stuff indeed there for the super sub in the Kick Sauber. Brilliant stuff indeed there. And MHD that is really ruffling a few feathers. I want to see him in a gold machine car next season. But unfortunately, I always don't get what I want. MHD will end up in bronze. If I'm in bronze, no. But sadly, I don't think I even get a say, to be fair, do I? But Menace on pole position there by a 10.5 of a second from MHD in 2nd. Sam Swift in third position there with Immortal in 4th. Troy moved up to 5th in the end after having to make a pit stop of his own. 6th position is German with Toy Coin in 7th, and Keza down in 8th position there. I'm not sure if Keza agrees with me on this one, but I thought Keza would have been on the front 3 rows personally, maybe even challenging the front row of the grid there, with Lights in 9th position. Difficult. Aston Martin needs to win tonight there to keep that Constructors' Championship hope alive. Lights messed up the final sector. He's racing in silver tomorrow, Kiki. Says, goodness gracious me. Super lap from Max said, good luck with that, Kiki. Kiki, maybe he shouldn't. Smithy? Says Camaro Racer. To be fair, the reserves were probably picked because MHD, I think, up until this point, I thought he was a very top-end silver driver, to be honest. But it might be a specialist track for MHD. Because MHD's career in gold so far has only produced a 9th finish, which is in Las Vegas a week ago. And so MHD then potentially just might be specialists around this circuit. And so maybe we shouldn't jump the gun yet. Kessa disagrees with everything, Shaw. Says Mushroom. Oh, my word. Well, I probably should have gone for average, really, shouldn't I? But instead, I'm going to do my plug of my own then, because I'm a bit lazy and I'm actually stood up at the moment, looking for my slippers because my footsie toes are a bit chilly. Oh, never mind. As yes, of course. Said we what? Who is our sponsors? Hang on. What's the first one there? Of course, I know we have 3D trap maps, which of course is which is great. And if you want a 3D trap map of Qatar, and why wouldn't you? Of course, the link is in the description below. That any circuit you want in the world. Then I have been starting to watch a bit of. Formula E, but I'm not sure if a 3D trap map 3D trap prints will let you or let you do a Formula E circuit, because they're not really permanent circuits, are they? But instead of getting Norris Monaco, is it then? So they do print Monaco, but yeah, get of course throw that in the link in the link at the bottom there. Of course, click on that, and then of course get your order as well. Of course, it could be a very nice Christmas present actually as well. Then hint, hint, nudge, nudge. My favourite circuit is Spa. Also, I can't remember what's our other sponsor. Oh my goodness me! I know, of course, we are associated with Mind as well. Of course, Mind very important, and of course, anyone who of course suffering at a very difficult time of year. Yes, indeed. And of course, there is also a link in the description as well if you need help with anything at all with Mind and Light, because it's a very tough time at the old Christmas season there. Mind 3D Trap Prince says Serious Mushroom. Sure, what the hell is up with this laptop? Have you tried turning it off and back on? That's my IT guy coming out there. Who's the I know we got 3D trap maps and Martin, but where's Prime? But where's I'm sure we have another one, don't we, right at the beginning? Oh, the ALR shop. Goodness me, the admins are going to absolutely kick my rear. Yes, of course. If you want a lovely Christmas gift as well, maybe I should just use the adverts in future. But yes, of course, the ALR is that Immortal's really lagging there. That's a concern. So just covered on the grid now, of course. If you want a lovely ALR jumper, go into the link in the description then. I've had a pink one already, so if you get me a purple one, that'd be fantastic. Menace on published for the 6th time, and MHD, Sam, Immortal, second, third, fourth, and Troy, Gurman, fifth, and sixth, and Hard Tires. Toy Coin 7th, 8th is Keza, Lights, Equals, Nameless, Metron in 11th, 12th edition, Delando 13th, Brabbit, Cam 14th, 15th, Legend and 16th, Champer 17th, Indigo 18th, Muta making their debut 19th, and Nolsey with no setup will be 20th on the grid. 5 lights are on, 5 lights are off, and here we go in Qatar in the desert, and it's lights out, and it's go, 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 as we've got a good run down to it, and what can MHD do? Well, MHD's already lost the second position, he's had a sluggish start, and Sam Swift, there's contact in the middle of the field there, there's debris all over the show, and it's Delando jumping all the way down the order, and Sam Swift is on the outside, and Sam Swift takes the lead there on the Qatar Grand Prix from third on the grid to take the lead, an incredible 17th, and there's yellow flag, Knowles off the circuit as well, and doing the no setup challenge for Knowlesy. Well, that's a horror show for the Williams driver, as we're just now watching Sam Swift, but as we go into turn 5, and look at this, and it's where are they all? Of course, this is a very tough circuit then to overtake them, and they Aston Martin and Floyd's being forced off by one of the Haas cars there, and my goodness gracious me, Bravitt that we're on board with, and who is that? And that is Keza down to 11th position, a terrible start for Keza, as Troy now in 9th position as well, terrible start for the 2 Haas cars out there. Oh my goodness, gracious me, that going back to the front, Sam Swift Ninja absolutely sprinting away, 9 race wins already this season in 21 starts. Can he get 10 in 11 there? Bravitt, who's now very much under the cosh from Legends there on the medium tyres at the moment. There's going to be a lot of penalties in this one. I think that Delando may have a lot of damage there. Metron up down 7 positions as well then. Muta up to 70 positions there, making their debut side that second Red Bull machine there for Muta then. Might be a baptism of fire there for the young debutant, but let's see how it goes, because they did get a very good shot in qualifying. On board now is Gurman there, struggling with straight line speed. Then look at Toy Coin almost off the circuit there, but Equals up into 6th position, passes the former champion, and away they go. Lights there on the inside, then running Bravitt, giving him just about Carter's Whitfire from Legends there, very gentlemanly there from the Red Bull driver. Both Nosey and Metronov in the pits. Nosey, I think, may have been a bit cautious on the opening stage of the Grand Prix, but then unfortunately, I think got caught up in other people's carnage there. Sam Swift's already out of DRS and is really sprinting away in this one now. As we've got Menace in second, Immortal in third. Toy Coin is up to 3 position, 4 position. MHD was on the front row of the grid, dropping down at 3 positions, down in 5th position is MHD there. Disappointed 17th there. Lights in at 8th position at the moment. As it stands, Williams were the Constructors champions for a season. So biggest winners and losers off the grid then. While up 4 positions, Equals up 6 positions, Indigo. Indigo's put that horror show of a qualifying behind him. Both Haas cars down 8 positions in total, and Metronov down 7 positions. Delando also down a lot of positions as well. But he hasn't come to the pits, whilst Metronov and Nosey have been. As Sam Swift now a second and a quarter in front of the drivers in front of a yellow flag for the Aston Martin. Metronov and Nosey is in 19th position now, but that's not ideal then for the former Grand Prix winner Nosey. Sam Swift Ninja set another fast lap race, but this is very early in this Grand Prix. Coming over the grid action as well, and look at that then as through to go, German's by through, and there's the Aston Martin, and there's a Ferrari of Nameless diving in the inside as well, as you can see there, but the outside you get so much more grip, so much more purchase there, but incredible action there in turn 1. That is going to be the action zone of the Grand Prix. There's a Mercedes in the background, I think that's Indigo, and Legends also scrapping over the same bit of track as well, but Indigo is staying in 12th position. My word then, as you can see that German's keeping up this, but unfortunately for Equals, I think he's gone from 6th down to 9th there. Goodness me. But just like I say that, Equals has jumped up the inside past his Nameless there. We couldn't see beyond the tower, but now Equals back into 8th position there. Remember, German and Lights are the only 2 drivers apart from Troy and Keza actually on the hard tyres in the top 11 so far. If Williams and the Constructors do I get to celebrate with them? Well, no. Only if they win the joint constructors there. Well, actually, you probably could, really, because you're meant as Sirius Mushroom is team captain of the Willie team, isn't he? Just watching Equals here coming into the very fast part of the circuit. I do love this circuit, but my goodness me, it's so hard. I think it's probably one of the hardest circuits of the whole of the Formula 1 calendar, in my opinion. But that might just be because I am unskilled and a loser. Out to the final turn, then Immortals now set the fast up of the race there. With Menace down in third position. And who is that? Look at Lights there. He is climbing through the field quite nicely indeed. Here comes Troy, who's all over the back and Nameless here. Troy on the outside, the former champion, and he won this race last season then, but Nameless just running him out there, just about getting him a car swift on the inside. Goes the Haas car, passes the Ferrari, but Troy got a squirrel on, and Nameless there is going on the inside there. This is great racing there between 2 great drivers there. And Nameless, when Troy there slamming the door shut on the nose cone of the Ferrari. And Nameless and Troy, brilliant side-by-side action for the opening stint of this lap. Magnificent stuff indeed. I wonder if the hard tyres are now starting to be a better race tyre here compared to the medium runners there, because the harder runners of Lights and German starting to look more comfortable. I say that with tongue-in-cheek, because they're only on lap 4 actually, so that possibly is not a piece of information that you should divulge and take as gospel. Muta all over the gearbox of the McLaren of Cam. Of course, McLaren hoping not to finish at bottom of the Constructors' Championship. They've got a great scrap between themselves and the Red Bull team. Red Bull have got Legends up in the 13th position. Muta is not eligible for points because they are a reserve driver. Both McLarens have got both full-time drivers in here tonight and are eligible to score points. As now we've got Menace through and also MHD then trying to recover after a horror show start on the front row of the grid, down into 5th position, now back up into 4th. Toy Coin, and we've got some more action. Kez has got past the second Ferrari as well. So both Haas cars is now on a mission after both of them dropping down. Troy dropping down a few positions. Same with Kez as well. Our first penalty of the night has gone to Young Lights, and that is not what you want then. Self-appointed, says Sirius Mushroom. It's Indigo having a sniff there. What a drive so far for Indigo. Up into 12th position, of course, dropped out of harsh qualifying, but race trim, there is nothing wrong with the man who's starting his 50th Grand Prix start tonight in that Mercedes-Benz AMG. But he would like to get past Nameless and possibly Keza and Troy as well, because Indigo is using the softer medium tyres at the opening stage of this race, and to possibly more gain up positions than anything else. Look at that crocodile there, incredible stuff indeed. I mean, the cars there's not an actual crocodile out there. I don't even know if there is crocodiles in Qatar. Potentially. Fuel could be an issue too, says a serious mushroom. Also, Muta has lost his helmet. Goodness me. Has he? Let's have a look. I didn't even notice that. Oh, goodness me. We've got a load of cars here. Oh my gosh, he has indeed! I haven't seen that on this game for a while, but Muta has got no helmet. Goodness gracious me! I'm glad that Serious Mushroom is paying attention, because I'm certainly not. Is Immortal just teleporting past? I don't think that's legal, to be honest. Goodness me! Nor is Muta's not having a crash out indeed. Then I think the FARP might have to throw the book at Muta there for no crash helmet, because goodness me, we all love a helmet. I certainly love a helmet, because of course that's the most important part of the races of your racing repertoire. But without a helmet, there, goodness gracious me. Shocking stuff indeed, then, isn't it? I don't think I've seen that on this game yet. We used to have it quite a lot on the older F1 games, didn't we? Which is quite funny. But that's the first time I've seen it on this game. But of course, I think Muta came in quite late and had the Sergio Perez helmet. Possibly didn't like that helmet at all and decided to run without it then, which... to be fair, I think that's a big safety concern, to be honest there. So at the moment, and also Metron have both 42 odd seconds behind the rest of the pack at the moment there. So they do need to a safety car, I feel, to get themselves back in this one. Chappers all over the back of Muta, who's starting to drop off the back of this crocodile here, which involves Lights, Gernman, Equals. We're just watching now with Troy, with Keza, Nameless, Indigo, Legends, Brabik, Gang, Cam there. Yeah, Muta's out of that DRS range now, and Chaplin is going to be very interesting. Menace in the pits after only a few laps there, only 7 laps there for Menace. That's quite early in this Grand Prix. So Menace there is really very much triggering pit stops potentially, and here comes Gurman getting past Lights and moving himself up into, or does he? Because Lights there is not giving up. He's on the curb there and almost spinning the car, and up the inside there into turn 2 comes Lights there, and they're very much rubbing this race today if you're watching the BTCC. But this is F1, and Gurman still in 5th position at the moment there. Goodness gracious me. Menace has spotted a lovely gap between Metro and... Oh! And Gurman's off the circuit there. Did he lose it all on his lonesome there whilst I was... And he's come back on circuit. That's a dangerous re-entry there potentially for Gurman. And I think that Indigo is not going to be too happy with Gurman, and may share his thoughts about that after the Grand Prix. My word there, not ideal then. Immortal has the best defense in ALR, says Serious Mushroom. Goodness gracious me, Mushroom. He's certainly on fire tonight, isn't he, Mushroom is. Big undercut and hard to go forever, so smart by Menace, says Serious Mushroom. My hearts went quite well as well, but sadly I can't really say too much about my experience because I don't think I got quick enough. I don't think I even got quick enough to even wear them out, to be honest. As we were just watching Indigo in this incredible gaggle here. The Haas team, who had a horror show opening couple of laps, is now up into 7th and 8th position there. They've put me in my place, haven't they? The top 4 broke away from the rest of the field at the moment. Then the top 4 is Toy Coin, MHD, Immortal, and Sam Swift. And Sam Swift a second and a half in front of Immortal, who is a second and a quarter in front of MHD. Indigo is past Gurman. Gurman there just cutting across ledges there because Gurman is struggling after going off the circuit there. He's got to clean up those tyres there. Delando and Chappers and Muta having an almighty scrap in the background for 15th, 16th and 17th at the moment there. So Menace Max rolling the dice, and Serious Mushroom is giving us the thumbs up for that strategy call. And remember, Serious Mushroom is our potential, is our expert, is our man in the chair, our expert there. As we're just watching Gurman there, out of turn 6, and Toy Coin is starting to put pressure on MHD at the moment there. You did okay, Sean. You took the sheen off of the hards. Goodness me. You know what? I thought he was being nice there, Mushroom. How wrong was I? But having said that, I have to give it and take it as well. I don't know, after all the jip I've given Serious Mushroom today, or this year, I'd say, with those setups there. But having said that, remember, I did start the season on the default one, didn't I? I think that it went really bad in Imola. Just watching, I just swallowed my tongue. Just watching, who are we watching? Troy, who is fighting with Equalsman, and Troy on the harder tires. Lights, Troy, and Keza are going very long in this race there. Menace is started off on the medium tire and the quicker tire. So as as we mentioned, they're going to go very long in this one. Troy is gaining on that Equals here. We're going to have three abreast into turn one, and up the inside track position there for Troy. Squeezes Equals over, and Troy has taken the position. Lights has gone wide, has been run out to dry, and now it's oh goodness me, and now Kez is through. Lights has lost to three positions there. A horror show there. And who's up then? That's Indigo having a sniff up the inside of Nameless there, but Nameless there is not going to be deterred ever so slightly. But the two Haas cars are driving superbly well at the moment. This DRS train with 20 laps to go is fascinating at the moment. Absolutely fascinating. Wow, 4.3 seconds the gap is now. Has Troy got enough in his arsenal to now get in front of Equals? And he's done half the job. He's 5/10 a second now in front of Equals. But I do feel that you see he's starting to motor right now. But of course, getting out of DRS around here is absolutely difficult to do. I must say, you need to really put your toe down, don't you? And Troy is certainly put his toe down. He's no slouch by any stretch of imagination. He is, I think, the third most successful driver in ALR history in terms of the most amount of wins, the amount of starts, the amount of everything like that. Into the pits comes MHD then. The second driver to blink in this Grand Prix then. Let's see where MHD comes out compared to Menace, who pitted about 2-3 laps ago. Flying through goes Equals and back into full position. That's what I mean about that. German getting past Indigo and back into ninth position there, but of course German there does not want to lose too much time there. He is going for a long distance of a long first stint here. Just swap my tongue. Oh, it makes me laugh, says Kiki. I've had this tongue for 35 odd years, and for some reason I still can't use it properly, as I always seem to inhale it when I get excited then. Oh gosh, I can go one or two ways, to be honest, couldn't it? Just watch it when someone's greedy and they eat their own tongue, then says Russia. To be fair, actually no. Let's not go that far. But I must admit, I am very greedy as well. And if there's any meat or anything like that that's left on the table, like any KFC or anything like that, any beef, pork, chicken, it'll be gone before you know it. And I do love Christmas dinner, and usually I am the man there that's very much out to the end, bitter end. Lights, unfortunately, got a 3-second penalty. Camsel's got a 3-second penalty as well. Look at that train, says Farf. And who's that off the circuit? That's Indigo just scampering off, going wide, but back on circuit and still in DRS range. That is crucial in this one. Into the pits. I missed what happened there between MHD and Menace whilst I was chatting, but MHD got out in front of Menace. That's interesting, because I thought he would have jumped in front of Menace, but in the pits now is a Mortal and Toy Coin. Sam Swift has stayed out. So this is getting very interesting. Chappers is through, passes Delando. I taught him that on Wednesday, and he goes through and up into 12th position. Delando down in 13. Muta is looking very strong in this battle. This is great stuff indeed for the debutant. And having a sniff for no DRS at this stage. Menace is now actually in front of this quartet. Here comes Toy Coin on the outside, round the outside. Incredible. And passes MHD as well. He will not have his tyres fired up as much as MHD then. Immortal's actually come out in front of this gaggle of cars there. So Immortal is now in a 15th position there. So and he's got a 2.25 advantage. Interesting. And Keza and Troy is still in this gaggle of cars at the moment now. Marty word then. Equals is cooking, says Coop. Welcome to the stream, Coop. Then, of course, Coop's Aston Martin team are involved in the Constructors' Championship battle. But I think that Coop realistically knew that maybe the Constructors' Championship is done for this season. As Williams basically, as Aston Martin needed a 1-2 basis to keep themselves realistically in the chance, similar to McLaren here today in Abu Dhabi. Into the pits comes Equals, and who's that into the pits? Was that Nameless? Yes, we've got a lot of them into the pits now on lap 12. But here's Light said, but I thought he was going to blast past it, but he hasn't there because Keza's got a beautiful turn of speed. Oh, but get a bit too close. Lights is into the rear, the fierce Keza. I don't think Keza's going to be too fond of that, is he, to be honest? But the two Haas drivers had superlative stuff indeed. Chappers and Delando still having a good old scrap there. Lovely stuff indeed then. As oh gosh, serious mushroom there. He did a serious mushroom has apologise for that last comment there, but I'm not going to read it out because we're of course we're meant to be a family friendly show. Let's be honest, there's never anything family friendly about this, hasn't to be fair. Oh, it's chappers on circuit maybe, but certainly not in the comments box. There is I must admit I'm kind of I'm very much in the gutter all the time, and Muta's back in there, starting to float around there. Not ideal. So Lights has got 2 6-second penalties on lap 12. I must admit, I wish I'd had 6-second penalties on lap 12 of my race, but never mind. I'm glad that I'm not racing around here anytime soon again then. Oh my word! And I'm not sure about young Lights, but I certainly need a new pair of underpants. My goodness gracious me. Because that was an almighty save there for Lights. I thought he was a goner. And if he went, that would have been a huge incident indeed. The barrier is quite a distance away from the circuit, but just at the speed that Lights was going, that would have been an almighty shunt. Muta's into the pits, the last driver apart from Sam Swift to come to the pits on the medium tyres. Chaffer's back into 8th position. Look at the background. You see a moto is leading that train of cars, of course, which are trying to go to the end now and are trying to undercut Sam Swift. But at the moment, Sam Swift is on his lonesome really up there. He's kind of in no man's land. But I don't think you want too much about that. Cam's got a 3-second penalty. That's his second penalty. Nameless is back in front of Equals. And Indigo also keeping a watching brief there. Then we've got Legends there. Muta coming on the pits now. Metronov and Knowles is sadly 40-odd seconds back at the moment. There's Sam Swift there. Yes, he is still in this race there, but very much similar to Lando Norris today. He is just absolutely waltzed away in this Grand Prix of Qatar. Just an update, and it's the second to last race of gold, because of course our final race is in Abu Dhabi in a week's time. The final race 100% is this Wednesday, which I'm very sad to say, to be honest. I've enjoyed 100% on Wednesdays, but I must say Abu Dhabi, I'm a lot more happy about Abu Dhabi. Las Vegas and Qatar, I thought it was going to be a horror show. We are still, me and the Mushroom are still aiming for that fourth position in the Constructors' Championship there. Into the pits comes the race leader now. So Sam Swift Ninja now into the pits at the Williams mechanics going to work. Williams are on the cusp of history, being crowned at 3-time Constructors Champions, will equal the most constructors ever, equal the most constructors, which is currently held by the Renault team, the Yellow Machines. Out of the pits now comes Sam Swift, and very close. Goodness gracious me. Even though the amount of lap delta, Sam Swift is right behind them all. So goodness gracious me. That just shows how incredible Sam Swift kept his tyres in play as well. That is incredible. That is why the man is a 2-time world champion now. Fantastic. So indeed, just joined his teammate Chappers at the moment, who is going long. So the top 8 have not pitted yet. Lack of penalties is impressive, said Serious Mushroom. They certainly are indeed. I thought that they would have followed my suit, which of course, why would I think that? Because this is the top tier of Grand Prix racing. Why would I think that? But nevertheless, I thought there would be more pounds than what there is at the moment. Only 2 driver pounds. That's incredible. But you did 100%, so you can half it feel better. No. We got fourth short easy. We better have, because of course fourth position in the Constructors' Championship is a minimum for the McLaren on Wednesday. So we basically, I think we've got to get a podium if we want any chance of getting fourth in the 100%. Knowlesy will take you through all the permutations as well, which I'm sure Knowlesy is just as interested in that fourth position in the Constructors' Championship battle as are we. Keza takes the lead, lights up the inside, but Keza's hanging out on the outside. The outside has got good amount of grip. So Keza hangs on the outside, takes the lead at the Qatar Grand Prix. Lights is having a good look, but no dice set as they am now. And Keza leads. Second is Lights. Third is Troy German in fourth position there. And incredible 70. Bravitt is 3 seconds away. Then there's Cam, Chappers, and Delando. Lights has got another penalty, unfortunately. And we've also got Metronov getting a podium as well. Then just on board with Keza. Lights is getting a bit squirrely here. Bravitt is now only has found half a second in that first sector that is there, getting very close to the back of each other. Sam Swift Ninja, whilst I was looking at the front, Sam Swift has taken the de facto lead in this race. And of course, if a safety car comes up now, that will probably help the drivers are going along in this stint now. But Sam Swift Ninja has overtaken Immortal, and of course he is the leading driver who has pitted. That incredible driving today from the world champion. Magnificent stuff indeed there. Very much then wants to get the very much wants to get our Constructors' Championship wrapped up as well, Sam Swift, and this is going to be a double winning championship there for Sam Swift Ninja. What a performance, and for Chappers as well. Chappers, remember, is probably going to be the unluckiest driver, but in terms of speed this season, Chappers absolutely deserves it as well. His qualifying trim has been fantastic. Back at the front, Lights retakes the lead, then we're half distance. Oh, goodness me, Kessel got to shove it over here. So Delando is through and passes Chappers as well. Then as these two are having an almighty scrap. That's important for Delando if he wants to keep his seat in gold next season. At the moment, if he finishes in the championship, he'll be going back down to silver for Delando. And to be fair to Delando, I feel that he's been I don't think the cars have suited Delando, because remember when he has reserved in gold before Delando has, he has that's an important penalty there for Equals, and Indigo's gone through whilst Equals had that penalty as well. Delando, remember, when he drove in gold a few seasons ago then as a reserve driver, well, over the years of as a reserve driver, he's especially Austria that one season, he was supreme, wasn't he? Delando was very much in the fight for a podium. So we haven't seen that version of Delando this season in ALR, but I do think it's probably not down to Delando, but possibly the comfortableness of these Formula 1 2024 machines. You better get a podium then, says Serious Mushroom. Got to shush now and watch, says Serious Mushroom. Indeed we do. I don't know what we're watching, but yes, indeed. Then, of course, Nosy will take you through the permutations on Wednesday. Kazza leads. Second is Lights Out. Into the pits comes Brabant and Cam. Those are the first two drivers that come in the pit set to go onto the medium tires. Lights is going for it again. And up the inside. And Lights Out got understeer. And he's made contact with Keza. And my goodness me. Then I must admit, Keza. Sorry, not Keza. Lights Out. We found the car understeer. Remember, though, that this is important for Lights Out if he wants to keep the Aston Martin Championship hopes alive. Brabant is now, right behind here. It's not Brabant, it's Nosy, I apologise. Brabant's into the pits there. So Brabant, Cam and Chappers have all come out in 15th, 16th and 17th. And they're not too far away. Muta's now back up in 17th. I reckon that Muta might be able to have an outside shot of points here. We'll find out, because I have been wrong before, and I'm normally wrong on these kind of situations. But Muta looking strong in his debut tonight. Great stuff. Sam Swift and Ninja up in the fifth place there and got past Delando, an important part of the circuit. And now Immortal is going to struggle to get past Delando here, because look at that. It's a very twisty part of the circuit. Immortal diving down the inside. And wow, how did he stop that car? Is beyond me. But Delando will have a better traction here. They're wheel to wheel. And Delando has given up that racing, because that is not his race for Delando today. Of course, his race is potentially picking up a final point then. As Muta's got a 3-second penalty. We'll take a look at the penalties before the end of this race. Then into the pits comes Keza then. So Keza is the only one of the top three that have pitted. So the only other drivers that haven't pitted at the moment then is Delando up there, plus the top three then. So of course I'm wondering if I'm going to try and go for soft tyres then to the end of the race then. The drivers that haven't pitted so far, that's going to be an almighty still on the soft tyres. Look at Delando. Oh, goodness me, as we just teleported in front there. Goodness gracious me. As we got a lead change there, and Troy, and that's an unusual place to overtake there, but Troy takes the lead. The second position is Lights of German in third position. No retirement so far around Qatar. I must say, though, that Qatar is very difficult to get a safety car around here, because the barriers are so far away then. Same with Abu Dhabi as well. It's a bit like a car park, really, isn't it? We're going to go off. We've got quite a lot of it's going to be very, I must admit, you've gone off in quite a good fashion there if you hit the barriers. But of course, Lights could potentially have that issue earlier on. No, was it Lights or German? I think it was Lights, actually, wasn't it? Troy there, look at that. 7/10 of a second. I reckon that Lights' tyres have completely gone here. And now Troy is starting to really absolutely waltz away. On board with the former champion, German. Of course, Troy, the season 8 world champion. German, the season 6 world champion. It's great to see both. It's great to see two former champions who've not had a stellar racing career as of late. There, Delander's got a 3-second penalty. German has stayed out. Troy's in the pits. So is Lights as well. Then you can see them. We're just watching Sam Swift starting to waltz away once again, and Sam Swift Ninja has very much had this race at arm's length so far, and is back into second position. Well, he's not back into the lead just yet. Menace is in third, fourth, and then Toycon followed by MHD on a great race. His best result was ninth position in ALR back in Vegas last week. Indigo now into a superb 7th position. Indigo is. That's great driving from Indigo. He could be up to 6. Indigo potential for driver of the day here tonight. Fit on his 50th Grand Prix start. Nameless is doing a great job in 8th position. Same as Legends there, 9th, and Keza in 10th. Only problem with those drivers is that, of course, we got Brabic, Keza, Troy, Lights, and potentially champions as well. They're going to be quick on this final stage of the Grand Prix on those medium tyres. And look at that, Keza on the outside of Legends there. But Legends there, is he going to give him a car? With there, he does indeed, and then Legends there squeezing Keza. I don't think Keza's going to be too happy about that. But through Keza goes, and I would say that for this. And I'm wondering if Legends was not thrilled with Keza's first attempt for overtake. We only caught the end of that though. But Legends there squeezing Keza, but Keza powering through and back into 9th position now. Keza said he's going to be quick at this stage there. Keza, of course, into the pits comes Gurman. Keza came into the pits a lap before, and now Troy and Brabitt are now also going to be coming through this gaggle of cars as well. And Gurman in the pit. Sam Swift retakes the lead of the Qatar Grand Prix. With Immortal in second position. Now Menace is up in the third. The Toy Coin fourth. MHD in a great job in fifth position there. Brilliant stuff indeed. My computer won't type Muta quite like it. Uta. So just coming Keza through and up into second position there. And Keza might get Indigo as well. Having a sniff, but nothing more than that. As of course, so can Keza 9 seconds and between 6th and 5th position of MHD and Indigo. Keza, I'm saying it's a foregone conclusion there because Indigo's tyres have done 8 laps there, and Indigo, they're going on, kind of letting Keza through there because Indigo knows that is not his race there. His race is between Nameless, Legends, Equals. He knows that Troy and Lights are going to, and Brabitt are going to be through as well, but Indigo has drove superbly well in this Grand Prix tonight then. So I feel that Indigo probably wants some good points on it for himself and the Mercedes team, because remember, the Mercedes are in a scrap, I believe. They are with Ferrari, which at the moment, though, Ferrari is scoring 15 points compared to Mercedes. Well, no, Mercedes are actually scoring 18 points, and Mercedes will actually take third in the Constructors' Championship then. So at the moment, Mercedes are looking very strong indeed for that third in the Constructors. Williams are looking even stronger, though, for the Constructors' Championship coming their way at the end of this one there. Why does everyone hit Keza every week then, says Serious Russia? Yeah, like Chappers, I think Keza's also had a very hard season, very hard luck season as well. Here comes MHD, but Toy Coin and MHD then are gaining on Menace there, but Menace just about keeping a third position there, but it's going to be difficult indeed. That as now Troy through passes Equals, I believe. Equals, unfortunately, now here comes Lights, and this has been a scrap for most of the race there, and Lights up the inside. This has been absolute cinema between these two drivers, but most of the race there, Lights does have penalties though, and Indigo, Nameless, Legends, and the drivers in front of him are, whoa, who was that then? It's Lights, I thought, almost went to the back. Keza's got a penalty as well. I don't think that's going to be too costly for Keza, because Keza has got new medium tyres and should be able to blast away here. My goodness gracious me. Let him cook, says Sarah's Mushroom. Sam Swift leads by a second and a half from Immortal. Menace in third position there. Fourth is Toy Coin with a penalty. Fifth position is MHD. Sixth is Keza, who's just got a 3-second penalty. That could be costly, but we'll find out. Because at the moment there, Troy, Lights, and Brabitt are struggling to get through this traffic at the middle part of the circuit. So then it's Indigo, Nameless, Legends, and Troy. I thought he was going to stiff up the inside there. And then we got Lights, and then followed by Equals and Brabitt. 2 seconds back is Gurman. Gurman's got penalty as well. Then we got Dylan Muta, followed by Chappers, Cam, Metronav, and Nolsey. As into the pits comes Menace, is going for a 2-stopper around here. My goodness me, now that is interesting. I wasn't expecting a 2-stopper here tonight. And here comes Troy. Here comes Lights as well. I can't even say who's who. And now, look at that. And that's incredible. Lights is through both there, and up into 8th position there for young Lights. Magnificent stuff indeed. And up into And I don't think Troy got past, did he? Or who was he fighting? Yeah, Troy down into stays in 10th position there. Lights has now made his way up into 8th position there. As a yellow flag there, as we got, I think it is Knowlesy just getting out of the way there. Knowlesy, hats off to Knowlesy and Metronaut for keeping going. And Cam as well. We didn't see what happened to Cam, but Cam's also all the way down the back of the field. So Menace is out in 17th position on Menace is on used medium tyres. The tyres that he started the race on. That is weird for Menace. Something's gone wrong with the Ferrari. And unfortunately, that means the Ferrari have absolutely lost third position in the Constructors' Championship now. But that's a horror show for Menace. There must have been a problem for Menace, and that is a horror show. And that means that Indigo's now in the 6th position there. Good stuff indeed. But that also makes it easier now for Toy Coin and MHD. Of course, for getting his podium. Incredible stuff indeed there. Immortal, MHD, Muta, and Metronoff. Persian Wolf says 090. They are doing a superb job there. Immortal and MHD. Great drive from MHD tonight. Also, Muta doing a good job on this debut. So Metronoff, and hats off for keeping going, because it was a very difficult start there. We do not know what happened there, but there was an incident on the opening stint of this race there. Lights is now going to go for 2 for the price of 1. Up into 6th position he goes. Serious Russian. I think a bit of profanity there for Serious Russian there. I think that was as up the inside goes Legends. Legends is very much fighting for every inch of the circuit tonight there, isn't he? My goodness gracious me. And there's Gurman, who's now also involved in this incredible battle, which is the action zone of the circuit so far. I say action zone because Chavez and Delando very much have made it personal between each other. They've been fighting all night, haven't they, for 14th and 15th position here. Incredible stuff indeed there. Mistake by Menace or damage, says Serious Musha. It must be a technical problem for Menace, because it must be damaged, because why would he come back in the pits and throw in a set of medium tyres, used medium tyres as well, just to rub salt into the wounds. Here's Troy. Look at that run he got there. And Nameless knows he's there now, and on the outside, through he goes, up into 8th position. Magnificent from Troy. Next target is Indigo from Troy's point of view, and unbeknownst to me, Lights is up in 6th position now, so they got now romp away from Indigo, who's got no penalties, but he is on the older, harder compound tyre. Locking up the inside the inside tyre there of Indigo. He said, look at this, look at these gaggler cars. Here's Brabbit, who's gone for the alternative strategy. Sometimes the alternative strategy is not always very fruitful here, but having said that, it's been quite good tonight. Brabbit into the top 10 and passes Legend is dropping down to 11th position there. But of course, there are penalties in this race there. Gurman's having a sniff as well there. There is this battle. It's been fantastic. Muta has also been involved in that free car battle. It's been an incredible battle. Gurman is through, passes Legend as well then, and up into 11th position there goes Gurman. Incredible driving up and down the field there. It's been fantastic stuff indeed there. Driver of the day is out then with just 5-6 laps to go. Sam Swift, Immortal, Troy, and Indigo for driver of the day. I have a feeling, kind of have a feeling who you guys are going to vote for, because he's been absolutely superb tonight there. I will vote in probably a couple of laps time, because of course we cannot, because of course this race is far from done. Having said that, Sam Swift Ninja has not put a wheel wrong, has he? He's been pretty impressive, hasn't he, from the get-go in this race. But sadly for Sam Swift Ninja, when he is so dominant, I say dominant, he's only 2.5 seconds to 3 seconds in front of Immortal. He's not exactly run away from this race, has he? But I think it's just felt like he's out of control in this race, hasn't he? Light's got that's 9 seconds of penalties now for Light, sadly, and these penalties now starting to rack up in the Indigo is going to jump in front of Keza and Lights at this moment in time. MHD is on course for a podium, his first podium in his 4th Grand Prix start in ALR Gold. Fantastic stuff indeed. Troy was not even challenging Indigo there. I wonder if he was doing a bit of harvesting in that part of the circuit potentially there. But just watching Gurman now. Here is Gurman on board with Gurman and Incy. The 11th position as Bravis having a sniff, but nothing more than that, as going into 4 and 5. Sam Swift Ninja leads. Second position is Immortal. Troy Coin in 3rd position. MHD is 4th. Keza in 5th with Lights in 6th position. But remember, they both have penalties. Indigo, Troy 8, Nameless, Brabbit, 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th. No penalties. Gurman in 11th position does have a penalty. Legends in 12th, no penalty. And then we've got Equals and Delando 13th there. And 14th for Delando. 8 seconds between Equals and Delando, with Chappers and Delando on a great scrap. Here's Brabbit. Once again, Nameless has got no traction there. And And similar to Troy, going through and in ninth position there for Brabant. Great racing for Brabant, who unfortunately cannot finish any higher than fourth, but he's only got an 18-point gap between himself and only between himself and Troy, so he is following him through because he wants to finish. I'm sure that Brabant does Brabant care about where he finishes the championship, maybe, but of course, Brabant, former silver champion, would probably rather be top three, I'm sure of it. But even so, I think the fourth position is not too shabby either. But here comes German, and Brabant is having a harvest. And look at that, there through he goes, nameless almost into the back of the Alpine. And German through and up into a ninth position there. Troy has got through, and now it's in seventh position there. Brabant's got to be careful here as well, because we could have a final showdown there for the fourth position in the championship, which I know is not very exciting. Even it's not very exciting, but it is exciting for me, and I'm sure it's very important for these drivers as well. Albeit, I'm sure the Brabant and Troy are not going to be celebrating with a champagne the next week if they come fourth or fifth. Personally, because they're both Grand Prix winners, they're both former silver champions. Of course, Brabant potentially might be following the same path as Troy, and maybe aiming for World Championship in golf. Then same path as German as well. A very impressive silver championship. Not a very impressive first season for Brabant in gold. However, his second season has been very impressive indeed. And he's only one step away, I feel, from challenging the top three in the championship, and maybe even being involved in that championship battle then for Brabant. Potentially. But I do not want to give anyone the commentator's curse, because as Marsky knows from bronze, every time I say anything good about anyone, it just goes a bit peak-tong. Here comes Troy, and Troy is past Lights and up into sixth position. And lap 27 out of, 29 here. Lights is going to drop out of the points, sadly, with 12 seconds of penalties. 6 seconds for Menace, 9 seconds for Cam. I didn't even see Menace get penalties, to be honest. Then we've got 3 seconds for Toy Coin, which are costing him a podium at the moment. MHD is on that podium there. Keza's going to lose out to his teammate as well, and potentially Indigo. So Keza needs to find a bit more time on those medium tires if he can, as Troy almost off the circuit. German's 3 seconds as well, which will actually pull him back beyond Brabant and Nameless and possibly Legends as well. Equals 3 seconds, and Delando also on 3 second penalties as well. 3 laps to go. Indigo driver today, even though he called me an old fart, says Serious Musher. Brabant has had an awesome season, says Serious Musher. Knowles has got a 3 second, but that's his first penalty of the weekend. So hats off then to Knowlesy, because when you're driving at the back, it's very difficult. I should know, hence why I got 47 seconds worth of penalties. Metro off has passed Cam and I'm in 280 position. Hats off to the drivers that have had a horror show of a race, and unfortunately in races like this where there's no safety car, it's so difficult to get yourself back into this, isn't it? So hats off to all the drivers that had issues, the Cam, Metron from Knowlesy and Menace as well, who pitted for we do not know why Menace pitted for a second time. Hopefully we'll find out, but currently no retirees in this run. MHD has got past Toy Coin and moved up to third position now. I think that I'm wondering if Toy Coin is going to be concerned about Troy potentially, because Indigo's not too far away from a podium either, you know. So Toy Coin is going to have to really get his skates on. At the moment, he is just about staying in fourth position in front of Troy. But my goodness me, this Crocodile is starting to come at Toy Coin now. We had another penalty there for Lights. Lights is almost certainly out of the top 10, and out of the points as well. And Sam Swift Ninja on course to clinch Williams' third Constructors' Championship in their ALR Gold history. Really good stuff indeed. That Lights wins the penalty race there. I won it on Wednesday though, so I'm very proud of that. Sam Swift Ninja 30%, then Troy 30%, Indigo 30%, 10% for Indigo. So I must say the driver of the day vote is very evenly split up tonight, isn't it? Good stuff indeed. That it just shows how great these drivers have been tonight. Very much good stuff indeed. Not heard Marvski speak yet, says Serious Mushroom there. Normally Marvski does. I must admit there, I think it was the lobby on Tuesday actually, where I hadn't joined the comms party yet, so I was just beavering away in the background there. I don't know what I normally do. I'm normally on TikTok, to be honest, which is not an ideal way to prep a gold, silver, bronze race, is it? But there we go. Here comes Troy and Keza. I feel it's going to drop down the order of that 3 second penalty. Here comes Lights as well. Lights there is going for it. Troy then cuts across. Lights has been forced out wide. So Troy then knows he's got a chance of a podium here, but he cannot afford to lose the position to Lights, because of course Lights is going to slow him down in the second part of the lap here. And Lights is through, and it's really becoming a bit of have a stopper now for Troy. Troy is going for it, and the lights is up into fifth position there. Great maneuver indeed then for Lights has now got 18 seconds of penalties. The penalties are really rolling in there for Young Lights, and this is now holding up the Haas and German. Kessa and German there, which means Indigo Brabbit are going to go in front of him. Nameless is just outside of that 3-second window at the moment now. As Sam Swift Ninja, I thought I missed the finish line there, but Sam Swift Ninja, I'm looking at the wrong blue dot there. My goodness gracious me, what an action-packed end to this incredible Qatar race. And as Indigo is through, passes German, as Indigo might be able to coin. I think he's just outside of. I think Indigo will jump up a competition. Then here's Sam Swift Ninja. I did miss it. Sam Swift Ninja wins the Qatar Grand Prix. That's his 10th win of the season. What a race it was there for Sam Swift Ninja, and that is Sam Swift Ninja's 16th race win of his career in 35 Grand Prix starts there, and. Great job indeed. And Indigo is down in 7th. What happened to Indigo? And so I thought Indigo was going to jump up to as high as 5th or 4th, to be honest there. So not a good end there for Indigo, but still 7th position. Well, I'd say not a good end. He came from 18th to 7th there. And Menace is retired from the race there. By the way, Cam has got the bonus point for the McLaren team, which is going to help not finish on, going to help in their battle for Red Bull, and not finish on the bottom there. But Menace out of the race, and that's the only retirement in this Grand Prix. But Sam Swift Ninja, 16 wins there for Sam Swift Ninja. Very much I must say for Sam Swift, I don't think he was challenged very much at all there. But also, this has confirmed that Williams are 3-time Constructors World Champions. And brilliant indeed. They equaled the record that has been held by Renault since since season 5. So 2 very legendary teams heading Grand Prix racing, but Sam Swift Ninja is a 16-time race winner, a double world champion, and also has won the constructors for the Williams team as well. Magnificent stuff indeed. Indigo, 36% of the votes. Yes, indeed, Williams are the champs, says Mushroom. How do I rack up all these penalties, says Light said. Get in the Willie, says, oh, lovely, look at that then, that's beautiful stuff indeed there from Sam Swift Ninja. Wow, incredible stuff indeed then. Also, Equal's goal, GR Gold Fire, Troy about to get his ankles up then, didn't get a single pen in 100%, but Gold got 18. Don't worry, Lights, I got 47 in 100%, so it can't be as worse as that. Quals Williams, yep, indeed, congratulations to the Williams team, absolutely stunning stuff indeed. Let's take a further look at the classification, shall we? From the Qatar Grand Prix, 10th race win of the season for Sam Swift, his 16th race win of his career. Mortor second, third position is MHD, great podium from MHD, his best result of his gold career. Toy Coin in 4th, great to see Toy Coin up there. Troy in 5th with Brabbit 6th. Indigo in 7th from 18th to 7th. Brilliant stuff. Keza 8th. German 9th. Nameless getting a point for Ferrari. Legends in 11th. Equals 12th. Lights in 13th. Muta, great debut in 14th. Dilando, followed by Chappers Metron. Menace retired from the race there with Cam getting a point, and then Knowlesy down in 20th position there. Unfortunately for Nosy, sorry. Goodness gracious me. Let me make sure I got my sound sorted then, because that would be very bad indeed. I didn't even say I would join the party, to be honest, so I was just having a quick chat then. Let's talk to MHD. And MHD, what a result today, I must say. That was pretty impressive stuff from yourself, but and a great qualifying to get on the front row, but the race start didn't go too well for yourself.
Hi. Hello. Yeah, in this race I was focusing on qualifying pace so much because I knew the position I started is so important. But I don't know, like in so many races in the first lap, I couldn't get the temperature right, so I lose so many positions. Even last week in Las Vegas, I lost like 8, 9 positions. I don't know the issue, but I think something happened with the Ferrari ahead of us, so his pace wasn't bad. It was so bad. I'm sorry, and I was just keeping behind him, and I think that was my mistake, because I should like get immortal DRS and just to stay behind him. But still, I'm happy with my podium. It's my first podium in gold, so thank you, and it's good for me. I take it.
It is a very good result as well. I must say, I think you're racing silver tomorrow, and a lot of the silver drivers have been a bit rattled by your performance. And absolutely superb stuff indeed there, with a second on the qualifying, and of course, and a great result to third today. Yeah, so you're dropping down in the opening stages, but let's go to a positive now because I did start negative, which is very nasty of me. But from then on, yeah, you got stuck behind the Ferrari of Menace there. Do you think because you were stuck behind Menace and it potentially that cost you maybe challenging for the win from Sam Swift today?
Uh, Truly, I don't think Sam Swift because his pace was so like outstanding. But I think if I could get the DRS for Immortal, I could say with Immortal. So maybe second place uh, was like available for me. But for first or being like win the race, I don't think because Sam Swift was so quick. Like even in the first 3 lap, 4 lap, he just dropped all of us out of the DRS. So I don't think. But Immortal was available for me.
It certainly was, and you guys had an absolutely incredible scrap indeed then between yourself and Immortal. Then, what do you think? Could you have done anything different in this race to maybe jump Immortal? Do you think you might have been able to roll the dice and pit stops a bit earlier, or maybe go a bit longer? And do you think you could have? Second seem to have been there today for yourself?
Actually, I didn't expect to for us three, to drop out of the earth of Immortal. So when I saw that, I pit 1 lap earlier. But Immortal understood it and just used his ERS. So I couldn't even with 1 lap earlier, I couldn't get his ERS. I think like I missed it with 1/10 or 2/10. So it was very unlucky for me. But after that, I just focused on the rest. I know I couldn't get Immortal anymore, so I was focusing on the three car we were racing, the Ferrari and I think RB. And when RB got 3 second penalty at like first last 10 laps, I just stayed with him. Like I didn't fight. I was just lifting so much, and I just expecting to be the third. I know that it was the most thing I can get tonight.
I was saying in qualifying and potentially in the race as well that I reckon that you deserve a full time seat, to be honest, and I would love to see you certainly in silver, but potentially in gold after tonight's performance. And firstly, would you like a full time seat? And secondly, do you think where would you like to come? Would you like to drive in gold or silver? Personally, I'd love to see you in gold.
Yeah, I think gold gonna be more challenging for me. I love this challenge because it makes me faster. I think in Las Vegas last week I raced in silver. I know Ultimate Beast there. I think he's so fast, but the rest I think there is no challenge for me. So I would like to have a seed in gold, and next season I will apply for gold. Or if I couldn't get a seed, I'm okay with silver anyway. But gold is always challenging for me because there are some like very fast drivers here out here.
Don't worry, I'll put in a good word for you. And
Thank you.
and of course, said of course, what is as a reserve driver? Then I normally ask then about full time drivers and their aims for the season. And so, what do you feel has been your highlight this season as a reserve driver? Because you've had some amazing races over the course of the season, and you've reserved in. I got to be honest, now you've reserved in about 15 to 20 odd races this season. So very
Mm.
much getting into the swing of things for next season then. So what, as a reserve driver, what do you kind of aim for? Do you just aim for individual accolades like Grand Prix wins and podiums, or are you just trying to get your feet under the table?
Actually, in the beginning of the F124, I just changed from controller to wheel. So I put myself at as reserve because I knew my pace was gonna like be so bad in at least 2 3 months. And I don't know if you remember or not, but I even raced at silver some of the races, and I just made 2 DNF, 3 DNF in first lap in silver. I think it was in Spain or something like this. But I was expecting to be like so relaxed here to train and reach my pace, my last pace on controller. And now when I'm wheel and I'm like confident with my pace, I would apply for seat. Like that's my aim. And this end of the season, I'm attending all the races because of this to show myself.
You know what? I'm very excited. I was saying in the comms qualifying about potentially Samsung Ninja maybe going off, running off and hiding next season. But I'm going to retract that statement. Then the likes of you, the likes of Immortal, the likes of Menace as well. I think it's going to be a good season next season. And I cannot wait to see you in gold next season. It's been an absolute privilege watching you drive tonight in Qatar. Fantastic stuff. Congratulations, MHD, with your
Thank
first
you.
podium in
Thanks
gold
for
of
you
many.
for all the things. Good night.
Not a problem. Good night, my good sir. And that is going to be it then from gold tonight. Then what a race it's been. Then we've got one more race of gold, and then of course, that is it then for the season. Williams are the constructors' champions for the third time in their illustrious history in ALR. Fantastic stuff indeed for Williams. That is the headline tonight, and of course, also the other headline is Sam Swift Ninja taking his 10th Grand Prix win of the season as well. I've got to make sure. I've got to see if that's a record or not, to be honest. So I might have to do a bit of research before next week, which ain't going to happen, to be honest, because I'm quite lazy. Tomorrow night is Silver. To be honest, in Silver's championship, everything's all done and dusted, more or less. But the battle for the top three, the battle for fourth position is very much heating up between Jay Higgs and R2B and Kiki as well, with Vessia not too far away as well. So that is going to be interesting stuff indeed. And also the battle for second of the constructors can be confirmed with Alpine getting a strong result and staying in front of Aston Martin. Aston Martin sadly fell out of the constructors here tonight, which is such a shame. Astra John, GG, congratulations to Swifty for both and chappers for the Williams team then for the constructors championship. Brilliant stuff indeed. Equals, Williams, salute a fire. Of course, Equals had good results in the Williams team and 100% as well, hasn't it? Of course, Equals the newest 100% champion that makes in the third one. So yeah, good stuff for the Williams tonight and brilliant indeed. That is going to be it for me. I'm going to go to Betty Bites. It's past my bedtime. And also, we'll take you through silver tomorrow. I'll be back for bronze, and it's certainly going to be interesting. Of course, bronze, the championship, is still very much up for grabs. And join us then. No, join us for silver, then join us for bronze. Goodbye.